Welcome to Cash Call. Listen live as expert sales trainers give actionable feedback on real calls while you learn coaching tips directly from the professionals.
All right, Cash Call, everybody. Brian Curtis, Dale Archdekin back again. I'm a little hair challenged today, Brian. I know you're a lot hair challenged, but I'm a little hair challenged today.
Well, the good news, Dale,
I stole your own joke from you.
Yeah, the good news, Dale, is for you can fix your problem. Mine's not going away.
That's funny.
You can go and get your hair styled, and I guess I can do that, but it ain't going to make it any thicker. So
I can't wait to see the comments about me being a dick or something, like messing with you about your hair.
Man, we're good. So
Brian, today I got a couple of FSBO calls, and everybody who's just coming on, we were talking backstage about FSBOs. I worked them for years, and in running teams and inside sales departments, it was, just it was a standard lead source. Would surprise. I mean, for the past few years, people really haven't been working them that much, for obvious reasons, right? Everything was selling, and there was much easier business to do. But it's making a comeback now. People are starved for listings. And it's making a comeback. So unfortunately for those agents and teams that have been working it the whole time, you're going to get more rookies making bad phone calls.
Well, and here's the good news about that, though. I love to follow that idiot.
Yeah,
I really do. And I'm not trying to be a jerk about that. Like, expireds are similar. You're the 27th agent who's called me and said the same damn thing as everybody else. Great. Now I know I need to say something else than the other 27 agents,
right.
Everyone who calls me for sale by owner, they don't want to help me. They just want me to bring them a buyer. They just want, you just want to list my house. They don't want to help me. Okay, great. Well, that's not why I'm calling today.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Perfect.
So with that being said, Brian, what's your favorite intro for a FSBO?
Hey, Dale, it's Brian Curtis, Curtis Realty Group. I'm reaching out to you today. I see that your house is listed for sale by owner, and we are the #1 buyer team in our market. And so what does that mean? It means I have a whole bunch of buyers who might be interested. And unfortunately, I don't have enough houses for them all. I was wondering if I could come over and just take a quick look at your house and see if it might be something that one of my buyers might be interested in. I've got time on Tuesday or Wednesday. Which of those days work better for you?
Great script. So I would say that my personal preference is either a direct script, which is something like, hey, Brian, this is Dale with Amazing Realty. I see your property on street name is up for sale. I just wanted to see if you've considered listing with a local real estate agent to get the property sold, right? So direct question, which opens up a direct objection to me, whatever that objection is. Sometimes it's yes, but here's why we're not, or it's no, or I don't know, we're just testing it out on our own. The other one that I like, an approach that some of our clients use, would be a partnership approach, right? And so it sounds something like, hey, Brian, this is Dale Archdekin. I'm giving you a call about your property on street name. Listen, I am an agent, but I'm not calling to list your property. I'm sure you're getting a bunch of those calls, right? Usually the lead response. Yes. Got it. Hey, listen, I'm actually calling to see if you'd be interested in a partnership where you continue selling your property just like you are right now on your own, but I also invest my time and money to actively go out and find buyers and potentially get you even higher offers. Is that something you'd be interested in? So basically, we're just using the approach of, hey, what if we partner? You can sell it yourself. You don't have to pay me anything. Let me take the risk. Let me take the gamble, and I'll spend time finding buyers or sellers, finding buyers for you, right? Yeah. And so that tends to be, I find that tends to be a good approach in a really competitive market where you've got a lot of people saying the other typical stuff that they're hearing. Also, in most markets, the inventory is down. It's not as hard for sale by owner to sell their property themselves.
Nope.
And so if I'm in that kind of market, really, I just want an opportunity. I want somebody to give me permission to collect a commission if I put a buyer in front of them, right? And the buyer wants to buy it. Because if I'm hurting for listings and I have a whole roster of buyers, I just want to be able to put more potential sales in front of them.
Yeah, 100%. And, I'm sure we'll get to it, but I have a whole sell with you program. It sounds like you do as well. The key to it for me is finding the seller's pain point. And here's what I mean by that. So yeah, you had a whole bunch of people call you about your house. Oh yeah, I've had like 15, 20 people. Oh, here's a funny question out of curiosity. How many of those people were agents? Oh, like 85% of them. Cool. By the way, I do have a pretty cool program that I can help you so you don't have to deal with that anymore. We have a sell with you program. I'd love to come over and show you what that looks like. I have time available on Tuesday or Wednesday, which of those days work better for you. So I have a very, thing. I actually give them a lockbox.
Nice. That's great. Yeah. Why don't you talk through, if you want to talk?
Yeah, I'll talk about it. So ultimately, we do a couple of things. I get permission to market their house. What does that mean? That means I'm going to probably put it on. I'm going to run a Facebook ad, and I'm going to run a Craigslist ad, because those are very cheap and expensive ways to run ads. I'm not going to run pay-per-click or anything like that. I offer them a 1-800 number. One of the things that, so are you sick of taking all these phone calls while you're at work and it's frustrating? Oh, yeah, absolutely. My phone blows up and I'm at work and my boss is pissed. Okay, perfect. So we've got a system where I can record an entire thing, whatever you want to say about the house. And I'll help advise you on that, the things that we found most successful in the past, or you can record it however you want. So when people call in, they're going to listen to a recording about that. It's a free service that we offer. And as a matter of fact, if they say they're interested, then we actually have an agent who's live on the other end who has been literally sitting on hold as they've been listening to that message. Really powerful way to connect with people. The other thing we'll do is we'll actually show the house for you. And by the way, if that lead came from off of that sign call, or that lead came, through your marketing, I won't even charge you for that. I'll just give that person over to you and you can do that. Now, what I used to get right there is, why on earth would you do it for free? And the answer was very simple. I would say this, Dale, I'm really pretty good sales guy, but at the end of the day, I can't sell your house to 10 different people. I'm good, but I can't do that. So ultimately, I'm going to get, let's say I get 10 people who want to buy a house. One of them will buy your house and you can go on and have a great closing with them. I'm going to take the other 9 and sell them something else. So really, it's a great win-win for us that I get, more people who are looking to buy houses and you get your house sold. By the way, if you're interested, I also have a program where I'll do all the paperwork for you. I'll show you that when we come over, because sometimes people feel uncomfortable with that and they just rather have somebody else handle the transaction. They just don't want to pay 6%. So I would offer to do the paperwork basically for 1%. I want to do a real quick caveat to that. Make sure that you have agency. And here's what I mean by that. In Colorado, for example, I cannot write a contract for somebody who I don't at least represent one party in that transaction, because I'm not an attorney. So therefore, I can't write a contract for a buyer and seller if I don't represent one of them. So you have to create agency, and that's in Colorado. I can't speak to every other state. It's also true in other states I've been licensed in, but don't accidentally become an attorney.
Right. Yeah. No, check with your laws, know what you can and can't do. In PA, we can be a transactional. We can just do the paperwork without representing either party. Not that we are acting as attorneys, but we have our standard agreements are fill in the blank stuff. So we can execute those based on our license. So just know your state laws is what Brian's saying.
That's exactly what I'm saying. I'm not saying you should or shouldn't do anything outside of, you should always check and know the laws, and whether that's you're talking to your broker or your attorney, but somebody who you feel confident is going to steer you the right way.
Yeah. Excellent. So it looks like Jeff Crane raised his hand. Jeff, chat in your question if you have one, or put it somewhere where you can write it out for us, and we'll definitely address it. But let's listen to a couple of calls.
Let's do it.
I got a couple of FSBO calls. Let's listen to these. They're
awesome.
Fun, right? Let me make sure I got the right screen up. You would think that we would have had this technology figured out by now, Brian?
You would think.
Yeah. So let's see. Share screen. Share this one here, right? Okay, I'm gonna play this. You give me a thumbs up when you hear it.
Hello?
Yeah, is this Stacy?
Yeah,
Hey, Stacy, this is Juan with Coldwell Banker. How are you?
good. We're not looking to list with a realtor.
Oh, no. Do that. I just have a couple of buyers that might be interested in the property, and you guys don't have any pictures from the inside.
Here's what I would say. When somebody hits you immediately when they hear that you're a real estate agent, that we're not looking to list with an agent, that probably means they've gotten a couple of these calls. And if they've gotten a couple of these calls, they've probably heard I might have a buyer, right? So I would immediately shift what you're doing there. And I would shift either going to the direct, which is the one that I talked about, which is, hey, what has you guys, what's important to you about listing your home yourself? Or have you considered listing with a real estate agent? Or go with something like what Brian talked about was the Sell With You program or a partnership, right? I would probably just shift channels, because the easy and most common one is the, hey, I might have buyers, can I come see it? Right, Brian?
It is. And well, actually, the script that's significantly worse than that is this. I have a buyer who's interested in your house. I'm going to be in your neighborhood on Tuesday.
Yikes.
Nothing pisses me off more than companies teaching people to lie.
All right, so let's not do that one at all, everybody. I completely forgot about that one, because it's 9 times out of 10 an outright lie.
Yes.
And, I'm all in favor of creative editing, but direct lying, I don't support.
Yeah. I'm going to be in your neighborhood on Tuesday. The reality is I'm only going to be there if you say yes. That's a lie. You can rationalize it all you want. Don't do that. There's so many good scripts that will get you in the door. You do not have to lie. So don't use that one. Sorry, pet peeve. I get a little excited about that. I also want to point this out. Have in your entire life, Dale, have you ever called a friend and asked them if it was so-and-so? If you called me, would you say, is this Brian? I'd be like, what? So what I want you to understand, not you, Dale, I mean, you do, but those of you who are watching that is a trigger, which causes people to become immediately defensive.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about like, oh, this must be a salesperson. I'm talking about they have a trigger that's happening at a subconscious level and they're immediately defensive. All you have to do, hey, Stacy, this is Brian Curtis Realty Group, just reaching out to you. And by the way, if you'd have said that and then you had a script like mine, we're just calling people and see if they would be interested. If I were to bring them a buyer, if they would be interested in participating in our program, where we would just take a small commission instead. Oh, okay, yeah, great. Now, I didn't say I'm going to list it. It allowed me to get that out without her going, I'm not listing my house with you. Okay, wow, we're a little bit behind the 8 ball.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so let's hear what happens.
Just wondering if I could maybe stop by and take a quick video to see the flow of the floor plan from the inside.
Yeah, the house, because we're like packing everything, it's a little messy. If you don't like that, then sure.
No, just to see like where things are.
No.
The home is on the inside.
Okay, yeah.
And you guys are packing up. Do you guys have somewhere to go already?
No, but we're able to. No, we don't.
I understand. Are you guys currently working with somebody on that?
We just want to sell the place, so come by whenever. There's the address and some.
So I don't understand what the whole laughter thing was about, but this lead sounds really sketchy. Like either she's not really the owner of the property, or I have a wrong number, or something like that. I might do something, if I'm like, am I calling the right person? Because this has been too easy. I might get her to verify some kind of piece of information for me where she has to tell me something, right? I probably wouldn't let her off the phone before I looked it up in public records, right?
Huh.
I want to see if there's another owner or if the names don't match or something like that.
Here's another thing you could ask. It's a really easy, hey, the website that I'm looking on doesn't have the price, or hey, the website I'm looking on has a price. I just want to verify. What are you guys asking for the house?
Yeah, let's see if it matches.
Right. And also if somebody even if you don't know the freaking price, like if someone goes, it's 197. Okay. There's not a single seller who's a FSBO who doesn't know how much they're asking for their house.
Right.
So, you can listen to how they respond. If you'd asked me what I listed my house for that I sold in November of 22, I would have said 450. Like there's no hesitation. Oh, I don't know. No, I know it's my freaking house. So you can get that by testing that way if necessary.
So let's hear how this ends.
I'm gonna be here.
Got it. And you're the owner, right?
Yeah.
So he was a little suspicious, right? He was trying to verify.
Okay, gotcha. What time can I come by today?
Any.
All right, can I stop by then 1 p.m.?
Yeah, perfect.
All right, sounds good, Stacey. Thank you for your time. Bye.
Yeah, that's a little too easy. I'm a little suspect. I don't know what ended up happening with that. I'd love to go back and find out.
Yeah, I'll also say this is something I hear a lot of people do. Don't know somebody. basically what I hear when someone says no, 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 no to me is you're an idiot. You don't understand what the hell's wrong with you. Don't do that. Just I apologize. What I was trying to communicate was not no, no, no. That here's you're stupid, you're stupid, you're stupid. You didn't understand what I said.
How about this one? I got another one for you where
Let's do it.
Where this FSBO knows the game.
Hello?
Yeah, Zach?
Yes.
Yeah, this is
Yeah, once again, don't ask if it's them. You know it's them. The only people who don't know it's them are telemarketers.
how are you?
Okay.
Yeah. I'm calling about your property in
Yeah.
I see it has been on for 42 days. Is it still available for sale?
Yes, it is.
Okay, great. I actually have a couple of buyers that might be interested in the property, but I would just like to get a quick look of the flow of the floor plan for them. Would it be possible for me to stop by and maybe take a quick video for my clients to see?
No.
No, got it. So
You want, listen,
Yeah.
listen.
yeah, go
I
ahead.
know what you do for a living. I know what you're trying to do.
Mhm.
If you want to come in with the client, that's fine with me. But I don't want you come in and trying to talk me down to list it with you.
All right. Now, the jig's up. Okay. Your sneaky, let me come look at your house and then try to turn it into a listing conversation isn't going to work at this point. That's pretty obvious, right?
Yeah.
So I would give it up at that point and I would just switch over to a, hey, got it. Great. I'll tell my buyers about it. If they're interested in coming by to look at it, I'll bring them. I might go with are you going to be paying a commission or have you considered what commission you're willing to pay or something like that, where I talk about commission. And then at some point I want to go direct and I want to say, got it. So he looks like, and it says it's been on the market for 42 days. The guy said, the agent said it when he first started the call, right? Looks like it's been on the market 42 days. On average, I sell houses within 5 to 7 days. I'm just curious what's important to you about doing this yourself, right? Some kind of direct question like that.
Exactly. I like the question. My immediate thought was if when I was on this call, I would say perfect. So two things. First of all, Bob, Fred, Zach, whatever his name was. I do have a buyer who could potentially come by, and I would go find one. What day this week would be best for you? I've got time both on Thursday or Friday because I'm probably don't have a buyer yet. It's going to take me a couple of days to dig one up. And then also, if my buyer were to purchase the home, are you willing to pay our standard 3% commission? So I want you guys to note that language, standard 3% commission. Like I'm not going to ask, will you pay, what commission are you willing to pay? Will you pay me 3%? I'm going to say, will you pay the standard 3% commission? Make it just seem like, now this guy's pretty sharp, or at least he's been around the block once or twice. It feels like maybe 3 or 4 times. So, be careful, but that's probably what I would have said there.
Yeah, agreed. All right, now let's see what this agent does, right? We agreed the jig is up. And actually, I want to point out to the listeners, like I said, when he opened the call, he said, hey, I see it's been on the market 42 days. Again, he's probably heard this. Let me come by and look at it for my buyers kind of thing. You probably want to shift tactics before you even get on the phone with the guy.
Yes.
42 days, I guarantee he's gotten some phone calls using the same script.
No, that's not. Yeah, no, that's not the goal. I have actually clients that might be interested, but I just they can't really see the outline of the property on the inside from the pictures only.
Okay, bring them over.
They're not in state. That's the thing. That's why. That's
They're
I'm
not.
going to take a video. Yeah. Otherwise, I would just bring.
Don't you love that? Bring them over, right? But he's like, oh, they're not in the state. He's right. He is riding this one into the sunset, man. He's not giving up this story.
I appreciate that. That's it might actually be true, huh?
It might. Very small chance that it's true.
Bring them. Yeah.
This is the seller's thinking right now, everybody.
Why they don't want to come in and look?
They're not in state.
They're not in state.
That's
Oh,
right.
I see. So in that case, if they're not in state, this could drag on forever. And my opinion is you just want to get a foot in the door.
Yeah, I mean, they want to make sure they have somewhere in before they come here, you know?
Okay, okay. So just keep looking.
All right.
I'm not
Appreciate your time.
interested in that kind of deal. Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a
All right, so the agent gives up. So here's the thing that I'm thinking when I listen to this. What I want to know is, before I get off the phone with a for sale by owner specifically, is why are you doing it yourself? How long are you going to take to do it yourself? And what would your option be if you don't sell it, right?
Yep.
Now, however you work those three in there, get it in there. And especially when you're talking to somebody who's a little savvy like that, who literally calls you out, is like, I think you're just trying to get your foot in the door. You need to switch your tactic, and you need to go direct to them and at least get those three pieces of information I just said.
I agree. Yeah. And this guy, I mean, he's not doing a horrible job. Well, here's what I love about what he's doing. Persistence. Like, he didn't take the first no, and I appreciate that. And he didn't use the greatest scripting after that, but I'd rather have a guy who's willing to take no a couple times than a guy who knows the script perfect, and the first time he hears no, he hangs up. So I appreciate that. Yeah. So I think that's super powerful. Somebody asked, can I get a copy of Brian's script for FSBO? I'll put something in the chat I don't have the exact script per se, but I've got a PowerPoint, or it's a PDF, cover some of the stuff that you guys are welcome to have. I'll put it in there in a minute.
Yeah, we can attach it to the show notes. And yeah, Jeff, most of that script is probably on the top of Brian's head.
Yeah. Full disclosure, guys. I'm making a little bit up as I go, but it's probably because I haven't gone on a FSBO appointment in like 8 years, and that's not an exaggeration. So not really what I've done, but I think I got it right. So it's been a day or two, but yeah, I will definitely give you the stuff that I train on. I've got no issue doing that. So
very cool. Brian, you got a call for us today that we can squeeze in 5 minutes?
Sure.
Let's
share screen, share sound.
And while everybody's listening to this, we have a link on my website where you can upload your calls so you can get them reviewed here by myself and Brian. We will bleep out your name. We'll bleep out your company. We might have a little chuckle, but you will learn something. So if you go to smartsalescoaching.com, you go to Cash Call Podcast, on that landing page is a button to upload your call, and that will drop into our Dropbox folder, and then we can play them live here. And you can help educate the rest of the world and get some free coaching from billionaire experts. I'm just going to say billionaire experts, Brian and Dale. I'm saying, so I've been seeing all these info marketers, and they're like, I've sold all the real estate in the entire United States, and I'll teach you how to do it too. And you're like, you are completely full of shit.
Yeah. Dale actually called me about somebody the other day, said, does this guy really sell this much money? And I'm like, yeah, well, maybe he does.
The answer was, that's some creative editing.
Awesome. All right, here we go. I will say I fast forwarded through the first 15 seconds of this call because it's the names, and I didn't have time to do Dale's tricky editing today, and I didn't have anybody to send it to. I have people, but I didn't have time to send it to them. So anyway.
We'll have you send it to my support staff, and they can chop it up.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
Would like to look at a house in Northwest Arkansas.
Okay. Well, is it the 915 Honeysuckle Street?
Yes.
Okay, I get it pulled up here.
Do 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 the Jeopardy song.
So what I want you guys to note is that started at about 37 seconds. And here's why I wanted to even do this. We talk about this.
Okay.
But I want you to note how actually short it is and how actually long it appears, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it feels like forever.
It is still available.
I've got a fan blowing on my face. It's causing my eye to leak.
Are you wanting to look at it today or tomorrow?
Preferably like as soon as possible. We were like about to pull out of the driveway.
She could have just asked the same damn question without the minute and 16 seconds it took of dead space, right? It comes down to the same question. The only thing she was going to do is potentially accidentally figure out it wasn't available and accidentally tell them that, and or not be able to ethically ask them when they want to go see it because you found out it wasn't available, right? Don't find out that it's not available. You don't want to do that.
Exactly. All right.
Find out later.
We'll play a little bit more of this.
Way to head to the lake for the weekend, and it's on the way. And so we wanted to kind of swing by on the way and check it out.
Okay, gotcha. Well, their first availability isn't until later this afternoon. Looks like I could do 3:30 would be the earliest.
Okay, and then they have an open house Sunday.
Yes.
That's hurting you.
Okay, we'll just try and make it to the open house then.
There it is.
And while I've got you on the phone, let me ask, are you guys currently looking to move like right now? Like what kind of drew you to the house?
Whenever the time is right and for the right house and for the right price. So.
Gotcha. Okay. Are you guys already currently working with a realtor here in Northwest Arkansas?
No, we're just kind of looking through Zillow.
Okay. Well, if you don't mind, I'm going to go ahead and send you over just my direct contact information so you're not having to go through Zillow. I can actually set you guys up on a search if you would like that would automatically send things to your inbox, like your email inbox, whenever things that you might be interested in hit the market. Does that sound like something you might be interested in?
Not right this second.
Okay.
But maybe in the future, yes.
Okay. Well, since you've pressed the button, Zillow likes to sell your information. So if you do get other, calls from other realtors asking, questions and stuff like that, just tell them you've already got a realtor. You're working with Lindsay from HomeQuest Realty. I'll send you over my contact info. So if you do see something on Zillow, instead of pressing the number, to have them connect you with somebody, you can just call me directly and I should be able to answer your questions.
Cool. I appreciate it. Thanks, Lindsay.
All right. Awesome. Thank you. Have a great day.
All right, I got a little bit of advice about this one, right?
Hmm.
If it's not Zillow, I'm blanking. As long as it's Premier, right?
Right. It is Premier.
Okay, so if it's Premier, then you can talk trash on Zillow, basically. If it is not, right? If it's the other one, why am I blanking on that, Brian? What's
Flex.
that? Flex. If it's Flex, that would have been a bad thing to say.
Yes.
So if it's Premier, you can use that to your advantage, right? And I think that you could probably tighten up what she did, right? Which is, hey, I get it. Zillow's really convenient. The only problem is that they will push your information out to a bunch of different agents whenever you inquire about anything on their website. I have a great website for local properties here that comes directly from my MLS. I'd love to set you up there and send you a custom search. That way you won't have a bunch of people contacting you. Is it okay if I do that? Right. So I think if she could punch it up a little bit more like that and use the explanation and the opportunity to prevent them from being hammered by agents in a more constructive way, I think that might help.
I agree. I'm going to disagree with one little thing that you said.
Sure.
You don't have to ask, is that okay? Just tell them you're going to do it. Hey, let me get a little bit more information from you so I can make sure that if there's anything that I see that meets your needs, whether that's something that hasn't gone on the market yet, or maybe it's something that's been pulled off the market, or maybe it's something new on the market. Here's the thing. I think agents have, especially agents who have been around as long as Dale and I, we forget that there is no value in a listing alert. There's no value in it. Why is there no value in it? Zillow, Realtor.com, every website on the planet already has all that data. And unless you're dealing with a first-time homebuyer who's completely ignorant of that, we used to say, well, the Zillow doesn't populate data. It can take hours and hours, and this is a really hot market, and therefore you need to get, I'm going to give you immediate access to something. Okay, there's a value in that, but there's not a value in a listing alert, in my opinion. Do you agree with that, Dale?
Yeah, no, I agree.
So she tried to give value for something that doesn't exist. So where's the value? Hey, how about a house before it goes on the market? Oh, okay. We list a lot of houses, and therefore, we get an opportunity to, pre-market those to our clients who have committed to us. And so any of my clients are going to see those houses before they even hit the market. So I'd be happy to set you up on some of that stuff, as well as the new stuff that hits the market. Oh, okay. Well, I'm interested in that. But basically, just shoot me an email, something up. Here's another thing that you can do. I'm a YLOPO user. I can text people alerts. Hey, most people send stuff via email, and I understand if you're anything like me, all kinds of crap gets lost in email. I've got a system. If you're interested, when a new house hits the market, we can actually send you a text. Is that something you might be interested in? Oh, well, that actually has value. So it's not 2005. Stop offering things that had value in 2005. Start offering things that have value in 2023.
That makes sense. Another mic drop moment from Brian Curtis, everybody.
Right.
We are way over on time. Brian and I have to continue saving the world one conversation at a time. So it was great seeing everybody today for Cash Call, and we'll see all y'all next week.
Hey, Dale, would you hold just 1 second?
Oh, sure.
I'm going to drop that link, and let's give them another 30 seconds or so to go ahead and copy that link. It's a Dropbox link. Feel free to grab that. I was having a technical issue trying to play the call and find that all at the same time. So there it is. I apologize for going over, but anybody who wants that link, feel free to click on it. It also covers some stuff about expires, not just FSBOs.
Hold on. It just went to hosts and panelists. Let me.
Crap. Hold on.
Send it to everyone.
There it is.
There you go. You put it to everyone?
I did. So we'll wait another 30 seconds. My apologies.
Another 30 seconds. There we go. No problems, everybody. Grab that script if you want to use that. And it's a really great one. Here's what I would suggest, though. And, I just had that conversation. So if it's a sell with you program, whatever it is, you're going to have to find out your local licensure laws, or not licensure laws, your local listing laws, your agreements, what it will allow for, what it won't. What you would need to do to either give the for sale by owner the permission to continue to sell it on their own. And if you're not a solo, if you are a solo, you got to check with your broker. If you're part of a team, you got to check with your team and see if that's something that you can do before you start to offer it. If you have the conversation with them and they just shut you down, then sometimes brokers and team leaders don't want to get creative about how to do things. And so think about how you're going to present it to them or communicate it to them. In a lot of cases, brokers don't want you screwing with the contract, right? And they're just like, hey, just go find somebody else to work with.
Yeah. And, I'm a broker. I own a company. I had an agent come to me the other day and had some extremely creative stuff he was going to do. And I said, here's the deal. I know how to do what you're going to do, and you're not allowed to do it unless you have an attorney draw up the contract, because it is not inside the scope of what we do. So you have a choice: hire an attorney, have them draw up a contract. I'm okay with that. Otherwise, no, we're not going to do this, because I'm not losing my license over $125,000 deal. That's all it was, or even a $1 million deal. I'm not losing my license over some weird creative way to do things. So make sure that your broker signs off on the stuff that you're going to do. And theoretically, they have more experience than you. They have more knowledge. They see more stuff. At least in theory. Let's hope so.
I would say most of the time, yes. You get,
if not, get a new one.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you get a broker who got the job just to fill the seat, right? And take shit for a living. But usually it's an experienced broker.
Amen. All right. I'm done now.
All right. Good seeing everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks for listening to Cash Call today. If you like what you heard, come check us out at smartsalescoaching.com, and we'll be back again next week.